What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our week number 3 team builder here in the JLPC Season 6. This week we are taking on our boy NoShoes and his New York Metagross. NoShoes is a good buddy of mine. You know, gotta love NoShoes. He's one of the fellow content creators here in JLPC. Really, really cool dude. I always look forward to playing him. And he has quite a scary and annoying to deal with team this season, so it's definitely going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. His team consists of Rapid Strike Urshifu, Weavile, Chandelure, Appleton, Braviary, Emolga, Reuniclus, Nidoqueen, Slurpuff, and Escavalier. So a lot of things about this team that I'm not particularly a fan of, if I'm being completely honest here. A lot of things I'm not too happy to have to deal with. Weavile's an annoyance. Its priority is going to be a pain to deal with, and I don't have great switch-ins to it. Rapid Strike Urshifu I'm actually like the least worried about out of things. Chandelure not too particularly scared of. I have ways of dealing with it. Appleton's annoying. It's really, really fat and does a lot to our team. Escavalier is incredibly bulky and hard for us to break through. Slurpuff is problematic because we don't have great ways of dealing with Slurpuff at all. So, yeah. That's not great. And, like, certain mons just kind of prevented others from showing up, and some probably shouldn't even be here to begin with. Like, Rotom couldn't come at all this game because of things like Weavile and, the dual flying... Even though the dual flying types would be nice to have it for, it's still not great. Reuniclus is really difficult for our team to deal with. It's just... This is a tough team to deal with. We definitely got to get, like, really lucky in a lot of spots, so it's going to be stressful, to say the least. But hopefully we'll be able to pick up a win and bounce back after last match's loss. So, first thing that we're bringing this week is going to be the debut of our boy Weasley the Druddigon, our shiny Druddigon. Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, fully physically defensive, with Glare, Fire Punch, Stealth Rock, and Dragon Claw. So, I figure looking at his team, with things like Urshifu, with things like Braviary, with things like the Escavalier, this thing is going to be incredibly useful. Because it will be chipping through those things incredibly fast. And if say I can catch the Urshifu slipping, and it goes for like a Surging Strikes, that's 3 hits where he's getting like almost a third of his health getting chipped away between the Rocky Helmet and the Rough Skin. Like, I can do about, like, 60, 70-ish% if I remember correctly, to this thing, which is nutty, to say the least, in just one round. So that's going to be really, really sick. Same with things like the Braviary. If I catch that thing going for, like, a Brave Bird, it's going to do a lot of damage to itself with the recoil, and then the Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, I can basically just like wipe out the Braviary pretty quickly. Escavalier, I have the Fire Punch as well, so like with the Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin chip damage, it should be in range of a Fire Punch to KO it, which is even better. So that's pretty cool. Glare isn't super important, because anything that wants to switch in on this thing, he has only one Mon that can switch into a Glare and not be bothered by it, and that's the Emolga. And I don't even think the Emolga shows up, if I'm being completely honest. So, I can very easily just get a Glare off, and get Glares off, and really mess up anything on his team. That could be really, really beneficial. And then Stealth Rock is just nice to have. If he's not running boots on things like the Chandelure or the Weavile, that can be really beneficial, or the Braviary or the Emolga. Anything that doesn't have boots, that extra chip damage is going to be really, really nice. It worked out last week that our opponent didn't have boots on a lot of things. that really like needed to have them. So I'm hoping that this week NoShoes will be the same way. We can get lucky in that sense. Or that people just forget the boots are an item. That's always a good thing to have. So I think Weasley's going to do really well for us in this one. It works really, really well defensively against a lot of members of their team. So hopefully he will pan out well. Next up we have Meep the Galarian Zapdos. He is currently the kill leader in the league, and hopefully I'll be able to keep him there for the majority of the season, because Galarian Zapdos is a monster. We have Thunderous Kick, Brave Bird, Bulk Up, and U-Turn. We have Max Attack, 24 HP, and 232 Speed with a Jolly Nature. That speed is what allows us to outspeed a Rapid Strike Urshifu. And obviously anything below that. Anything above that being the Weavile, the Mulga, and that's it. We obviously will not outspeed. The Yachi Berry is there because of the Weavile. I want to be able to just nope a Weavile hit at any point in time and just KO it. I'm hoping that he gets like really brazen, or if he like notices that I'm not scarfed. I hope he gets really brazen and just goes for like an Icicle Crash or something, and I don't flinch, and I can just Thunderous Kick or U-turn that thing out of existence. That would be brilliant. So hopefully that's something that takes place. Other than that, Thunderous Kick and Brave Bird pretty much hit everything on his team. I didn't really need anything else. U-turn just to keep up momentum, because he doesn't have anything unless he brings like Poison Point and Nidoqueen that I am like damaged or hurt by hitting with like the U-turns. Or I mean, I guess Flame Body, Chandelure, but he might bring Flash Fire, case of Blacephalon. So that could be something. But yeah, Galarian Zapdos, honestly, just between Thunderous Kick and Brave Bird, just nukes through a lot of this team. This thing's going to be very important for taking out the Appletun, specifically because Appletun's like so ridiculously fat, and not a lot of things on our team can typically break through it very easily. So Brave Bird from Meep rips that thing in half. So that's kind of the goal there. It's just to rip through it really fast and quick and easy. So hopefully that will be the case. Other than that, we have the Bulk Up, because I didn't really need another move in that slot, and I figured like if I can get a Bulk Up, if like Weavile or something like that's gone, I can get a Bulk Up going. Could potentially save us, help us live a hit, give us a better chance to live a certain hit, and then like put us in position to just start picking up a few extra KOs. You know, anything like that is always, you know, nice to have. So that's why we have Bulk Up. Next up, we are having another debut on our team, and that is going to be Loki the Liepard with the Focus Sash Unburden. A little bit of an interesting set, and I'll explain it here in a second. So looking at his team, he has one Stealth Rocker. Okay? I have removal to deal with those. So I'm going to try really hard to prevent those from being up. Now, he also has a Slurpuff. This is the sole reason for me bringing this Mon, right? He has Slurpuff. Now, Slurpuff is a problem, because if it gets a Belly Drum, I don't have anything on my team that can really deal with that. Unless I brought like a fully physically defensive, like Copperajah with a Chople Berry, I can do nothing to that. And Copperajah doesn't really help me a lot in this game, because there's a Chandelure, there's the Urshifu as well that can rip through it. There's, you know, close combat on Braviary. Earth Power from Nidoqueen, all that kind of shit. So, yeah, it just didn't fit in the matchup, so I didn't bring it. So, this is kind of a backup way of dealing with a Belly Drum Slurpuff. So, goal 1 is keep rocks off the field. If Slurpuff gets a Belly Drum off, I sack something at that point in the battle, whatever is least useful. I go into Liepard, okay? I Gunk Shot. If the Gunk Shot doesn't kill, I'll live on my Focus Sash, I'll get my Unburden, and I go for Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot doesn't kill, I will then, due to the Unburden, outspeed him, and then be able to Gunk Shot him again, because the Slurpuff does not get any form of priority. I would be able to 100% either get 2 Gunk Shots off, or have a second chance if the Gunk Shot misses. So depending on his spread, I might be able to just take him out right off the bat, and that is massive, massive stuff. So it's not perfect. It's not a perfect plan, but it's a plan that can work. And like, Liepard can do other things as well. You know, I'm EV'd to outspeed Urshifu. So again, like any of the things faster than that, being like Emolga and, you know, Weavile, I won't outspeed. But what could be potentially cool is, one, if Slurpuff doesn't come, this could also be a set that can deal with the Weavile in a sense, kind of shut down the Weavile. Because he's going to expect me to be Prankster. And if I can get a T-Wave off on that thing, I can go for T-Wave against it. Because I'm not Prankster. He might think he's safe. And then I can just get a T-Wave off on that thing. And then he's going to be super confused and upset. Because I shouldn't be able to T-Wave him. Because Prankster doesn't affect Dark types. But I'm not Prankster. So that could be really cool. Hopefully that's the case. That happens. I'm actually going to be playing hopefully in about 5 minutes, so that's going to be cool. We have knockoff as well, get rid of items, and then you turn for momentum, because it's never a bad thing to have. Next up, we have Shell Shock the Blastoise with the Assault Vest, Torrent ability, obviously, because there's no reason to have Rain Dish, Scald, Rapid Spin, Flip Turn, and Mirror Coat. No real rhyme or reason for the EVs, I just put more EVs into physical defense, because he has more of a physically defensive team, and it helps me deal with Urshifu a little bit better. Scald is just good stab, pick up burns on a lot of his more physical mons and just kind of chip things down. Rapid Spin to get rid of the potential hazards, the webs from Slurpuff, if that's a thing he brings, the rocks from Nidoqueen, and such like that. Could be really useful. And then I have Mirror Coat, because I can tank like an Apple Acid from Appleton. I can tank a Energy Ball from Chandelure, a T-Bolt from Emolga, Energy Ball or Psychic or whatever from Uniclus, Sludge Wave or Earth Power or whatever from Nidoqueen, whatever, and I can Mirror Coat that thing back and then hopefully KO it, so that's really, really cool. So I'm going to kind of pick up this pace for this one because we're going to be playing really soon. But yeah, that's our Blastoise. Pretty straightforward, nothing too special here. Next up we have Pennywise the Blacephalon, one of our 2 Choice Scarfers this week, because we're bringing 2, because why not? Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Psychic, and Trick. Max Special Attack, now Speed, now Space Urshifu, you get the rest. Shadow Ball is pretty spammable against this team. Braviary is their only immunity, and Weavile is their only resist, and Weavile is squishy, so that doesn't really count as a resist, and it's also not a switch-in because I have Flamethrower as a potential option to click 2. And Flamethrower, his only resists are essentially the Appleton because of Thick Fat, and Urshifu, which is very specially frail, and, you know, neither one really wants to take a Shadow Ball, so that's also cool. I threw on Psychic because I didn't really have anything else to put in that move slot, so I just threw Psychic in there, and then Trick, because why not, I guess? I don't see myself clicking Trick. I literally only see myself clicking one of these 2 moves at any point in time, so that's probably going to be the case. Nothing really too special about Blacephalon. Hopefully I can get a sweep with it this week. And then next up we have Shortcake the Tapu Lele, also Choice Scarfed this week. Psychic, Moonblast, Nature's Madness, and Focus Blast. EV'd to outpace base 80s and below, being like Chandelure and whatnot. Obviously I cannot outpace anything faster than that because of my speed stat. Duh. Max Special Attack, and then I threw the rest into HP. Scarf Lele does pretty well in this matchup. Nukes through things like if I get my predictions right, I can nuke through things like Urshifu, I can nuke through Weavile. Moonblast does insane damage to the Appleton, I can nuke through that pretty quickly. Psychic for the Nidoqueen. Pretty much I hit everything on this team, aside from Reuniclus and Escavalier, incredibly hard. Nature's Madness is to kind of try to catch like the switch-ins and whatnot being like the Escavalier and whatnot. Just get them chipped down, and then switch into appropriate switch-ins. And then I have the Focus Blast because I needed a fourth move, and it does a little bit more damage to the Escavalier. With that being said, I'm going to go and play him. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I'm PokePrimer, signing off. Peace! I should probably click stop now.